The government is working on a strategy to bail out public universities that are cash-strapped by privatizing these institutions. Trade and Investment Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria has acknowledged the government's awareness of the distress public universities are in, with debt that amounts to billions of shillings. And as Maryanne Nyambura now reports, the financial crisis in these institutions of higher learning has left staffers in distress as universities fail to meet their end of the deal by paying lecturers half their salaries.
When Egerton University, one of the highest-ranked institutions of higher learning well known for its agricultural base, slashed the salaries of over 700 lecturers in the institution in 2020 by 43%. Blaming it on the COVID pandemic, the Dons hoped that the pay cut would be temporary. 3 years on, the institution is yet to revert to normal salaries. It faces a cash crunch and is sinking into debt, currently at more than 8 billion shillings. Lecturers have taken part in strikes to implore the university's management to restore normalcy, but their pleas have fallen on deaf ears. Staff members suffer in silence due to the pay cuts. A lecturer, we shall call him Paul, agreed to share his story on condition of anonymity. Narrates his suffering at the hands of his employer of over 10 years. His salary has drastically dropped. Ideally, he would take home 195,000 shillings as his basic salary. But today, his payslip indicates 137,000 shillings as his basic pay. It makes it almost impossible to service his loans and take care of his family of 4.
I was earning over 200,000 shillings upon deduction, statutory and third party, and loans. I was taking home a net of 53,000. With the 57% and continued deductions from 53,000, I am earning 3,500. That 3,500, you have to budget for food, rent, other needs, and other households.
Paul says the last 3 years have been rough on him. He has had to make a few crucial changes to his lifestyle. But even so, the financial burden is taking a toll on him.
I have transferred kids from private to public. I had to dispose my vehicle. I am supporting my siblings and being the breadwinner. I disposed my vehicle, livestock, a number of them, and thank God I have had this property. I have moved so many levels down where I would like to be in a number of years.
Egerton University staff unions say the financial mess at the institution is to blame for the lecturers' woes. As some resign from the institution, others are in distress. In some instances, deaths have been reported.
With the cut, we have had a difficult time. At a personal level, I am depressed. People are depressed and are struggling with the hope that tomorrow will be better. Going to class is one thing, delivering is another thing.
Paul is one among many dons in public universities who have had to make adjustments as a public institution slash pay due to financial difficulties. The government has acknowledged that public universities are in the red. Trade Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria says public universities should be privatized to bail out the institutions.
And the reality is we have to privatize some of our universities. And I am talking to investors, international investors, who are willing and ready to come and partner with our universities to privatize some of the universities. I'm not saying all. So Ministry of Education and my ministry will work together, establish what is the actual demand.
Data from the Universities Fund indicates that public universities or government institutions, lecturers and other bodies over 50 billion shillings.
We don't have a cash problem, we have a management problem. And we have got a structural problem and they have reached the end of their thinking capacity. So what we are going to do now is to bring in people to infuse new thinking, new ways of doing things, new management, so that you can be able to convert from asset rich into cash rich, and then we solve all these problems.
Stakeholders in the sector say the debt could be higher and the institutions are on the brink of collapse. Maryanne Nyambura, Citizen TV.